Hi, it's me again. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say it's pollen season in Georgia. And if you've ever been in Georgia during pollen season and been nasally raped, you understand what I'm going through. So randomly I will cough and sound like I'm dying, but that's not what it is. Um, so anyway, back to the book. Okay, so we're in the second book now. The last video we did Natural Law Revisited, where we just elaborated. Today we're going to do the chakras revisited, and we're going to elaborate through the path of the emerald tablets. So the emerald tablets, and I really should do like just an audiobook read of the emerald tablets, but I feel like maybe that would just take forever. But the emerald tablets describe the chakra system and sort of at a lower level consciousness understanding of like what that all entails. And it's very dreamy and it's very allegorical and it's very, personified for the consciousness level that we were then. And that's Toth just being cool, trying to, not be an asshole. But I want to break it down a little bit. So from the book, the second book, the Intermediate's Guide to the Mystery Sciences. And this is chapter 2. It's called The Unseen Microcosm, the Chakras Revisited. First, let us go back to ancient Kemet and remember the words of our ancient teacher, Toth. Surely, if anyone has the answers we seek, it is he, the God of wisdom. Tablet 3, the Key of Wisdom, tells us the story of the chakras and their role in our time-space. He says, "Oft have I journeyed the deep hidden wisdom, looked on the light that is life among men. There, 'neath the flowers of life ever living, searched I the hearts and the secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness, light of the great fire is hidden within. Before the lords of hidden amenti learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Masters are they of the great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of amenti, overlords they of the children of morning. Sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom, formed are they not as the children of men. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living, bound not to life, and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all. Forth from them came forth the Logos, instruments they of the power o'er all. Vast is their countenance, yet hidden in smallness, formed by a forming, known yet unknown. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic, creator he of the halls of the dead, sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men. Sending the darkness, binding the soul force, director of negative to the children of men. 4 is he who looses the power, Lord he of life to the children of men. Light is his body, flame is his countenance, freer of souls to the children of men. 5 is the master, the Lord of all magic, key to the word that resounds among men. 6 is the Lord of light, the hidden pathway, part of the souls of the children of men. 7 is he who is Lord of the vastness, master of space and key of the times. 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. 9 is the Father, vast he of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. Meditate on the symbols I give thee. Keys are they, though hidden from men. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. Find in the keys of the numbers I bring thee, light on the pathway from life unto life. Seek ye with wisdom, turn thy thoughts inward. Close not thy mind to the flower of light. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. Clear is the pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light. Pour forth thy flame as a sun of the morning. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are, but are not as they seem. Opened, O man, have I my wisdom. Follow the path and the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning. light and life to the children of men. And that's the quote from the Emerald Tablets, the third tablet, the Key of Wisdom. So like first he goes, it's almost like Psalms. So it starts out like just a bunch of, Proverbs. It's almost like Proverbs. It's just a bunch of like advice, like, random fatherly advice. And then at the end of the random fatherly advice, it goes into this. So this, I want to say, is his description of the chakras, or a beginning to his description of the chakras. And you'll figure out what I mean eventually. But the chakras are portals that exist magnetically within your body, right down the center, and connected to each is connected to one of the major glands of your endocrine system, which create all of the fluids in your bodies, hormones and such. But then, they're also magnetically connected to a lot of things. Okay, so from the book. Now that we remember what Egypt says about the chakras, let us unpack this heavy load. Okay, so I'm just going to break down everything that I just read, like line for line. I'm going to break it down, sort of like a really quick overview of kind of modern terminology for what that means. Oft have I journeyed the deep hidden passage. So in meditation, obviously, deep hidden, I'm going to say through the pineal gland, through the subconscious, which is mostly cerebellum, but looked on the light that is life among men. It's the code. The life among men is the code, the coding of the ether, the binary code of matter in general. There 'neath the flowers of life ever living. I want to say that's the background data of the metaverse. So like we're in the etheric realm here. So like the background coding. Searched I the hearts and the secrets of men. Essentially uploaded the data and tapped into their memory files, because we're all connected mentally, and he knows how to do that. So if you can tap into your own subconscious memory, you can tap into everyone's if you know how. Found I that man is but living in darkness, using only the physical senses. Light of the great fire is hidden within. That's information stored within your DNA and your bodily fluids. If your subconscious memory stores all of the sensory perceived data. It's always stored there. So in your DNA and in your bodily fluids, you have all the memory of everything stored always. So if he could tap into that, he could tap into everything. He knows everything. Before the lords of hidden amenti, learned I the wisdom I give unto men. I'm going to say, by that he means utilizing all the chakras at once and pulling from all the dimensions. Masters are they of the great secret wisdom, essentially programmers of the coding of the ether in general, brought from the future of infinity's end, just outside of time. So time in the third dimension is the maiden, the mother, and the crone. It's always going to come back to that. The maiden being the past, and the mother being the present, and the crone being the future. And the past and the present only being in existence because they happen to be a memory of the future. And the future only being in existence because it has to be an equal opposite to the past. And because there's a past, there has to be a future. And because there's a past and a future, there has to be a present, because that's the point of observation. So anyway, outside of time is really just a fourth dimensional observational perspective. 7 are they, the lords of amenti, the chakras, 7 chakras. One of them opens into our third dimension, and then the others open into all of the other dimensions, higher dimensions. And the reason we started 3 with the chakras is because 1 and 2 are inclusive in 3. So like the first dimension is like the mineral kingdom, and then the second dimension is the animal king, or the plant kingdom, and the third dimension is the animal kingdom, of which we are a part of. So the evolution of the animal kingdom goes from, just the will to have mobility, all the way up into the will to have independent consciousness experience, understanding such an independent consciousness experience. Anyway, animal kingdom is third dimension. So then our root chakra, our Muladhara chakra, it pulls energies from the first and second dimension because they are inclusive in the third dimension. But then because, we haven't like evolved above that yet, we start at 3. A mentee is the wave field of the ether on which the coding of manifested form is written. The lords of a mentee would then be the higher plane bodies connected to our physical body as we exist simultaneously on all planes at once. So the lords are still us, just on a higher plane. It's like higher dimensional version of us. And then the chakras are our connection, our silver cord, essentially. Magnetically. Wormholes. Just, they're fucking black holes between us and the other us in a different dimension. Other dimension us. Overlords they of the children of morning. We are also the children of morning as lightborn man. Sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom. Sons, like S-U-N, not S-O-N, independent energy sources, essentially. Interconnected to the mainframe of the etheric grid, which mentally connects all mentalism. It's a lot, sorry. Formed are they not as the children of men. So in our dimension, they would be formless because it's magnetic and it's just a much higher frequency than we can perceive. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Titles are the separations of frequency. That's it. We just label them with numbers, but they're really just dimensional frequency separations. Far from the future, formless yet forming. Outside of our time space, but we will eventually evolve into that. Everything that exists in our future only exists because it's a dream of our present and a polar opposite to our past, like the maiden mother crone situation. Without form recognizable as anything from our dimension, yet with a form that is in a state of shifting and changing. Like it has kind of a form, like a magnetic wave form. Like you ever seen a magnet? Like it's, if you could see the magnetic field around a magnet, it's got its own like torus field or whatever. But that's when it's, sort of just stuck in one spot. So the chakras are constantly rotating like wheels. So, changing and shifting and pulling in information and whatnot. Came they as teachers for the children of men. It's your gut instinct, your emotion, your connectivity, just your chakras connect lower consciousness you to higher consciousness you. So without words explaining and guiding, like you have just a bad feeling, or you have like butterflies, or you have, whatever. Those are, your chakras communicating. It's your higher spirit communicating to you via the chakra frequency. Live they forever, yet not of the living. Obviously, because they're not stuck to a body. Or just one body, anyway. Bound not to life, and yet free from death. No physical dependency. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, having access to all the data in the metaverse stream, essentially. Infinite wisdom is just all knowledge of past, present, and future. Having, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. So bound to the body, but not dependent on it. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. So, like, movement, but not a life-death cycle. That's the difference. Life that is not life. Not like a life and death cycle like the body has, but movement for sure. Free from all are the lords of the all. They are disconnected physically, but internally connected to everything. So, free from all. Forth from them came forth the Logos. Logos is consciousness, understanding in general, communicating any type of understanding. The chakras send the physical body constant data streams of programming from the higher planes. So you get your upgrade. Instruments, they, of the power or all. So just connected to the mind, body, and spirit of the man in the third dimension. Power or all. Vast is our countenance, yet hidden in smallness. So it's a high vibration, far-reaching, radiating out, but you can't see it, so hidden. Formed by a forming, known, yet unknown. So it's something you subconsciously understand, but consciously don't. So then now I'm going to go through the chakras, and starting at 3 is the bottom, so it's the root chakra, Muladhara at the bottom, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as I go up. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic. So the keywords here are hidden and magic. So magic is just physics, hidden is just unknown. So the root chakra is the key to the unknown physics of the body. Muladhara projects energy from the earth, which is a negative pole, to the body, and from the body out into the earth again. It's like a torus field where the Muladhara is the event horizon. Then there is another layer of data coming into the body via the Muladhara at the frequency of the third dimension. So essentially, it's an algorithm. It's an algorithm. Creator he of the halls of the dead. This is where the etheric field around us is adapted to our subconscious projections, and manifestation gives us sensory perception of the ideas within us by placing them around us. Creator he of the halls of the dead. It is the understanding of our interactions with the physical dimension that give us something to work with. So everything that you interact with or perceive sensory perception wise is a projection of something you're trying to understand or work through evolutionarily, subconsciously. Sending forth power, shrouding with darkness. It's a force of radiant energy, projecting forms, matter into forms. Like legitimately, your subconscious takes the clay of the ether and molds it into a form that it recognizes and can manipulate and interact with. And that is because some of us are kinetic learners, and we have to learn by doing and super fucking up over and over. It's me. I'm me. That's me. I'm most of us. Binding the souls of the children of men. Binding them to the third dimension. Like you're distracting. Just distracting us. Like as we go through life in the physical realm, all of the matter around us and all of the interactions that we have is distracting, and it sort of binds you here. It keeps you from having thought processes that go beyond, or exploring your subconscious, or it's a distraction, but it's useful because you learn. So but that's what it means by binding the souls. So like our souls are just sort of like interacting with the physical realm and not so much anything else. Sending the darkness, binding the soul force, which is cause and effect, providing an endless cycle of growth via endless choices, just like choice, entropy, choice, entropy, choice, entropy, and it just goes on forever. Director of negative to the children of men. It's the negative pole of the chakra magnet. So it's the very bottom chakra, which is closest to the earth. It opens downward toward the earth, and that's the negative pole. So then your Sahasrara is the positive pole. So, you're a fucking magnet. Sorry to tell you, but it's the negative pole, the bottom, the root chakra. It's not a bad thing. Negative is not bad. It's just subconscious and past and not finished developing and things like that. It's not bad. So then 4 is the Swadhisthana chakra. It's in your, reproductive hormone areas. It's in your ovaries and your testes and whatnot. 4 is he who looses the power. Obviously, Swadhisthana releases the energy of new life by planting and activating seeds. It's your, it's a nice way to put it, right? Looses the power. Lord he of life to the children of men. The seeds are connected to the mainframe forever. So like every sperm that becomes connected with a womb is forever a piece of its originators, and thereby carry on the DNA and memory connected to the DNA of all the bloodline before it, always. Light is his body, and flame is his countenance. It's a high vibration, so it's hot. It vibrates very fast. You could tell that when you orgasm. Freer of souls to the children of men. This is the multiplying algorithm. This is how mitosis, would be spiritually. 5 is the master, lord of all magic, and that is your Manipura. It's your will chakra, your free will chakra, your oomph, your gut. Lord of all magic. And it's the Lord of all magic because magic is intention. So manifestation comes from intention, and your intention comes from 5, the 5th dimensional you, who is aware of all connectivity and interactions on the lower dimensions. Manipura is the chakra of free will, the force of all movement. Key to the word that resounds among men. So it has the most concentrated focus of the subconscious while in the conscious state. Intention. Focused intention. Creating manifestation. Key to the word. Heka. The vibration. Vibration in general. 6 is the Lord of Light, the hidden pathway. It's your Anahata, heart chakra. Anahata is inertia in the 3rd dimension, which is action in other dimensions. Empathy, essentially. The power of empathy. Powered by empathy. Path of the souls of the children of men. So, yeah, empathy. But it's a choice. So it's a lifestyle choice. Every day you make these little choices that are guided by empathy, and it takes you on a path. 7 is your Vishuddha chakra, the one that looks like a butterfly, creativity. 7 is he who is Lord of the vastness. Vishuddha is an endless library of knowledge which comes out of self-expression. It comes out as self-expression. Master of space and key of the times. So space, again, we said was just inertia and the etheric field reflecting our projected internal manifestation, right? And then the times is our consciousness organizing that between the maiden, the mother, and the crone. That's it. It's just a process, an algorithm of our conscious state working with the subconscious environment. Essentially, the Vishuddha chakra is like a backdoor program, like a cheat code. If you can figure out how, you utilize this chakra for astral projection and lucid dreaming and really cool, fun stuff. 8 is he who orders the progress. That's your Ajna chakra. It's not literally here, but it's like in the center of your head. I want to say right around hypothalamus, thalamus, limbic system, fornix, corpus callosum area. So if you know anything about the limbic system, the very center of your brain, the very top of your brain stem, that's where your spirit sits and observes and records and learns and doesn't so much interact. It's the conscious state that interacts, and it's the subconscious that projects, but it's the spirit that observes, and the limbic system is that neutral part. So anyway, it's where your Ajna chakra is. The Ajna monitors the circadian rhythms and has control in both conscious and subconscious states in our 3rd dimension. weighs and balances the journey of men. So it both projects and receives data from the consciousness in the third dimension, weighing and balancing, cause and effect, karma, choices, entropy, choices, entropy. So the ajna is the silent observer that, once the threshold has been met, it moves on to the next moment type deal. 9 is the father, vast he of countenance. So Sahasrara is a portal connected to the higher realms, to the highest realms, where exists nothing but light or God or just pure data. Forming and changing from out of the formless. So it's always thinking ideas which descend into matter and then, hands it over to us to play with. Meditate on the symbols I give thee. That's sort of like him saying these descriptions are vague on purpose. Keys are they, though hidden from men. Access codes are they. They're access codes to the chakra system, to the kundalini energies. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Raise your vibration. Vibrate faster. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. So he's just saying, think about things that are not around you, but within you. Don't be so distracted by the external projections of your manifested understanding. There's always more. Finding the keys of the numbers I bring thee. So the numbers themselves are a riddle. Light on the pathway from life unto life. Light on the pathway is just information which can be accessed at any point in any body, between incarnations or during incarnations. Seek ye with wisdom, turn thy thoughts inward. Obviously, just introspection. Close not thy mind to the flower of light. Essentially, just constantly be linked up with the mainframe. Like, it's a mental universe. And it's mentally operated, and it's mentally accessed. And the mind is a powerful tool when used appropriately and not, to watch TikToks and shit, wasting your life. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. So like when you're concentrating, meditating, trying to access the chakras or activate them fully to their full potential, picture them, visualize what you would like them to look like or what you imagine they look like as you're trying to activate them. The visualization is the intention. The intention is key. That's what we do with everything. Before it's manifested, we visualize it first. So if you want to manifest action in your chakras, visualize it. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. The number riddle is the mantra for the activation of the chakras altogether. Clear is the pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light. It's just saying through meditation, you can access the data of the higher realms. Pour forth thy flame as a sun of the morning. Leave the physical body. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Stop using your physical senses. Everything your sensory perception receiving is not real. It's already happened. It's a projection that you're just playing out. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are but are not as they seem. The chakras, understand that they are just as real as your internal organs, but not as physical. Understand that they are real and a part of you. Believe that with all of your heart before you try and access them. Opened, O man, have I my wisdom. Follow the path in the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, sun of the morning, light and life to the children of men. Sun of the morning, light is the consciousness stream connected to the mainframe or the source or the God, whatever you want to call it. So essentially the chakras are portals, and that's really not even a good description because chakra and portal could mean the same thing and it's not really describing it, but chakra means wheel in Sanskrit, and it was described that way because of its spinning nature. And I want to say it's easier to visualize if you've ever seen like those videos where people put like sand on a speaker and then play music through the speaker, and the vibration of the music makes these geometric patterns, that's what your chakras do. That's what your chakras are. That's the flower of the chakra. That's exactly what I would imagine. That's what I imagine when I activate mine. So it's like a vibrational image, but bigger. It's magnetism at its finest, and it is radiation from your intention, your intended radiation. Your aura, your whole energy when you walk into a room, it comes from your chakras. It doesn't come from your personality. It comes from your chakras, and your chakras are powered by your intention. So your aura doesn't lie. It never will. It can't. Your personality can lie, but not your chakras. So anyway, hopefully that was informational. I wanted to sort of break down the Emerald Tablets portion of that because it took me like 2 years to figure out what the fuck he was talking about, the Lords